Do you sometimes talk to ChatGPT or another AI about your mental health issues? I know I do. 2 weeks ago, I reached an all-time low with my mental health, and I talked to Claude and Gemini for hours. But then I learned something. AI cannot replace what only a human being can do. You see, when it comes to things like mental health, AI is like a band-aid, but the real cure is something completely different. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what that real cure is. Let's go. So I posted a short-form content piece a few months ago talking about the AI revolution, and I saw an interesting comment. Someone wrote that they'd rather talk to a robot than a human being. And I see comments like this across a lot of social media platforms. And I took it as, okay, maybe people are different. Maybe some people really do feel more comfortable talking to an AI than a human being. Maybe that just means they're introverts. I'm an introvert myself. So since 2023, I talk to my AI like it's a friend. So initially that started with ChatGPT, and more recently it's Claude and Gemini. And like I mentioned at the start of the video, I reached an all-time low with my mental health. I was going through some existential crisis. I'm about to turn 34 this year. I have a career in web development / software engineering, and I thought that my career was safe. But because of AI, I don't know what my job title is anymore. I don't know if I'll be able to even make money a year from now. On top of that, I have pressure from my family and society to get it all together. And I thought by this age that I would. So I started negatively spiraling. I was in my own head. I was living with my girlfriend, but I wasn't really opening up to her because I felt more comfortable talking to my AI. On Claude and Gemini, I spent so many hours that week just talking and spilling out my guts. And initially, it felt good. I felt heard. I felt like I was talking to someone. But I found that after those hours that I wasn't really making any forward progress with breakthroughs or improving my mental health. And it's because I learned that no matter how good these AI models are, all they were doing was parroting back to me the same words and phrases that I gave a few hours before. And yes, they were asking follow-up questions, but I ended up getting into a negative loop and spiral, and I couldn't get out. And on top of that, I was in my head. I was trying to break through my mental health like it was this logical thing. And finally, I was shocked about this. Claude told me to stop talking to it and actually reach out to a real human. So I talked to my girlfriend, and I finally opened up about the existential crisis I was having, the uncertainty, and I felt so much better than talking just to my AI. And for a lot of reasons, I was scared to be vulnerable. Some of it is, as a man, I'm just naturally hesitant to be vulnerable in front of women, but she was able to emotionally support me in a way that AI couldn't. And through those emotions, that actually made me feel better. Then I called a few of my close friends and I told them what I was going through. And they were able to offer me different perspectives that I couldn't see. And they didn't get those perspectives out of asking me questions. They gave me those perspectives because they know me from a personal level. And through those fresh views, I was able to see my crisis from a completely different angle and basically get out of that negative loop and into new territory. And it's because as humans, we have instinct and emotional intelligence. And a big part of communication isn't the actual words that a person says. 80% of communication is nonverbal, meaning it's the emotions, the facial expressions, the energy that someone brings to a conversation. And my friends and girlfriend were able to see those things because they're human. And that's the thing. The real cure to mental health problems is human-to-human connection. Because if you think about it from a biological standpoint, we've evolved as a species to be social. Back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers, if you didn't belong to a tribe, it means your chances of survival were basically zero, because you couldn't survive as a lone wolf out in the wilderness. So this instinct to belong to people, to have community, is deep within us. And you can argue that technology changed the way we live, and that's true. But our biology evolves very slowly. And biologically, our bodies are still in that hunter-gatherer state. So we really need to talk to other humans, especially when we have problems like existential crisis. And I know that this is a problem that a lot of people are facing right now. There's so much anxiety in the market around job security and being replaced by AI. And a lot of us are turning to the thing that's replacing us When I learned 2 weeks ago firsthand that the real answer is to connect with other humans and get out of AI for a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that AI is all bad. I leverage AI every single day, across all my job functions, but that human-to-human connection is still valuable and it won't be replaced by AI. At least not yet, maybe in the future. So after this experience, I changed my perspective on how I talk to my AI chatbot. Instead of trying to replace therapy, I'm gonna treat my chatbot as just a band-aid, just for a little temporary boost, but I'm gonna end that process a lot sooner and actually talk to real human beings. And I know it's harder to be vulnerable in front of other humans because there's the risk that they'll judge us. That's true. A machine won't judge us, at least not yet. But through that vulnerability comes transformation. Because when it comes to things like mental health, you can't just logic your way through it. It's a lot more holistic than that. Our energy needs to flow back into our bodies, into our emotions. And the best way to do that is to get outside of yourself, connect with someone else, take the risk of being vulnerable that will lead to that breakthrough that you're looking for, that you can't get from AI. So what about you? What do you think about AI chatbots for therapy and mental health? Let me know in the comment section below. If this video resonated with you, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. As always, see you in the next one.
I love